You know what pissed me off recently? Missouri drivers are kind of bonkers. I have almost gotten hit like 3 times because people were just like, actually, I don't want to drive in this lane. I want to be in that one, right where she's at. In fact, I'm not even going to let her know that I want to be there. I'm just going to say, it and go for it. Thank goodness I have a dash cam. Anyways, hi everyone, it's Isabella here and welcome back to the channel. So today's video, we're going to be talking about something that is pissing us off, rage bait. And I want to talk about that in regard to some very current and prominent issues when it comes to marketing. Now, you guys know I talk about a wide variety of things on this channel, okay? We talk about scams, unethical companies, and so much more. And this has actually been a topic I've wanted to discuss, like the general topic of rage bait. I swear that it's been on my list of videos to make for months now, and I just haven't got around to it. But I think this is the perfect time to talk about rage bait in marketing and why I'm getting really fed up with companies that are sacrificing quality all for the sake of attention. And so we are talking about 2 that are very prominent. And if you don't know them, buckle up because these are definitely juicy and messy. We're talking about e.l.f. Cosmetics. We're also talking about the Sydney Sweeney ad for American Eagle. And I have a lot that I could say about these things and how this is essentially becoming a new wave of marketing and companies that are trying to connect with audiences by pissing them off. Not kidding. So before we hop into today's video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell button down below so you'll be notified of every single video I post. Don't forget to check out my Instagram, TikTok on my second channel as well because we have so much fun on there. But real quickly though, I need to talk about the sponsor of today's video. I get comments all the time about people asking me about like, Bella, where do you get your phone cases from? Like a lot of y'all on all my platforms have been like, babe, give me the link right now. Where is it from? And I would love to tell you that I strictly have Burga phone cases and I want to tell you about it. So Burga creates trending, fashionable pieces that also protect all of your electronic devices. So first thing I have to show you is this one right here, which is one of my favorite. How gorgeous that is. This is a beautiful phone case right here. But look, we're matching. Isn't that so cool? This next one that I have to show you as well. I don't know what's going on with me, but the Midwest in me will never leave. Look at that. It's like a little cow print. Also, can I just say, look at this other one too. This is like another cow print. Twins! I literally have, this is another case that I don't have on my laptop right now, matching my phone. This is another like cool print that I have. I kind of wanted to stick with darker tones because I thought that again, it'll go with everything. I'm trying to look really fashionable this fall. And now I know a lot of you guys want to know, do these things actually protect your phone? And I would just like to say, and I'm going to be so honest with you, if you guys can see, this is a screen protector. I have dropped my phone a lot. It's the case I have had on for months. It looks completely perfect. These absolutely protect your phone very, very well. They have laptop cases, iPad cases. They have everything to cover all of your device needs. So Burga has partnered with me on today's video. And if you guys want to go to the link in the description below or pin comment, you're buying 4 Burga cases and you're getting 2 for free, which is a pretty good steal. And then additionally, you also get 15% off if you use my code IsabellaX15. So if you are looking for 4 cases just for yourself, or you are shopping for your entire family, or if you have multiple devices that you got to cover, Burga has got you covered. Thank you so much to Burga for partnering with me on today's video and helping me protect my devices even though I'm clumsy. And now let's get into it. So let's give a backstory on what is even rage bait, okay? Because some of y'all may not even know what the hell I'm talking about. So rage bait is essentially like, I would say something purposely to piss you off, right? Which is what I feel some of these people on the internet, the goofy do to me, where they will flat out say something so vile that will just set me off and make me want to yap about it on the channel. Rage bait is purposely trying to set up a situation to piss somebody off, what I think it is, which could generate conversations and talk. Now, I want to say that this is definitely a huge wave that we're noticing in social media now, where people are leaning more and more into rage bait to make content. Like I've seen content creators who are dedicated to telling you how to grow on social media, telling people to literally go out of your way to say something controversial or piss them off because it gets you attention. Except for we are also completely forgetting that the saying, all press is good press, is not exactly true. In fact, it's genuinely really switching, especially now. So I quickly want to talk about e.l.f. Cosmetics. So e.l.f. Cosmetics has been wrapped up in a whole controversy. Why? Because allegedly they were trying to weaponize rage bait in this entire ad. So I want to show you this one. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I love e.l.f. Cosmetics products. I do. I literally have the Whoa Glow SPF on my face. I get asked all the time, how do I look so glowy? Basic skincare routine, Whoa Glow. Like, I'm going to be real with you. So I do love these products. So when I see an ad like this, I'm pretty damn disappointed. So let me turn on the ad for you guys and let's watch.
Hey girl, Has overpriced beauty hurt your wallet?
Elf that.
Alfino and Schmarns have gone to Elf Court for millions of clients, helping them to access beauty products they deserve at prices that won't injure their livelihoods.
Just ask the elfing people.
I know a thing or two about red flags. And pricey makeup, you deserve better than that.
You may be entitled to benefits.
Let's get you those eyes, lips, funds.
Find out what your case and face are really worth.
Call us at 1-855-COLD-HARD-LASH.
That's 1-855-265-34.
273-2274.
How people gonna remember that?
Well, here's a number you can remember. $9.
Alfino and Schwartz, affordable beauty attorneys. We'll win the elfing case for your eyes, lips, and face. Call 1-855-265-3427.
373-2274.
Call me.
So some of you may be like, okay, Bella, like what the hell's the issue, right? The concept of this is very cute. I will say the idea of eyes, lips, and face, but instead of face, it's funds, trying to market off your products as accessible to everyone. I think that's fun. The idea of making it look like a law firm that is protecting and defending your funds, adorable, cute. As a marketing girly, this is my focus in college, mama. This was fun, okay? I love a good marketing campaign. However, the controversy broke out because of Matt Rife. So if you guys don't know, we currently have Hayden Closet, who is a drag queen, which we love. But additionally, we have Matt Rife in here. Now, if you guys do or don't know, Matt Rife is a comedian. Now, this is where the controversy kicks in and a lot of people are incredibly pissed off. Matt Rife, he has gone viral for controversies such as domestic violence jokes. We have DV jokes. We have jokes about women's bodies that are really, really repulsive and, you know, things like that people are not connecting to. Trigger warning here, but I'm going to clip a few of them so you can see what I'm talking about.
Don't love a giant clip. I don't want to look down and feel like they're like God left a tag on you.
He's specifically getting canceled right now in the news because his Netflix comedy special started off with a very tone-deaf domestic violence joke.
Okay, so now that you see these clips, one thing I want to talk about when it comes to marketing campaigns and e.l.f. Cosmetics and just any campaigns in general, this shit takes a while, okay? Like I only know from just the influencer brand side of that, how it works for me, but if it takes time and there's requirements and a brief and legal has to check things, then a big company that has the millions and millions of dollars that is worth a hell of a lot has a whole process to follow when it comes to budgeting, legal, and campaign marketing. All of these things are connected so that way a company is safe, that they are spending their money wisely, and additionally, you know, they don't get sued and the campaign hits well. And now people can have different goals when it comes to a marketing campaign. Marketing campaign of getting yourself out there, maybe getting more clicks, making more purchases, just overall brand awareness. Like there's many ways and reasons that a campaign can be important and why they are targeting someone specifically. So it's really confusing when a makeup brand uses Matt Rife. Now, please I'm gonna make this really, really clear. This is not about a man utilizing makeup or skincare, because for one thing about me, I don't give a shit who you are. Makeup and beauty is for all. Let's make that clear. Second of all, though, people have a huge problem with Matt Rife being involved with this because of his jokes, because of certain things that have been very distasteful. And one thing I wanna say is when it comes to this campaign, you would think that you would find a comedian that would resonate with a major demographic of your purchasing, that would actually be like, oh, that's awesome, right? It's not the problem that there's a guy in the ad. It's the guy that's in the ad that's problematic. And so people were losing their shit. I mean, we had so many different comments that I'll have pop up over here of people just being like really upset, like really, Matt Rife, like this is who you choose for the marketing campaign. And essentially overnight, we saw thousands of videos being made of people calling this shit out. And honestly, a second I saw this, immediately I went, oh, honestly, I feel like this was very, very planned, because who in their right mind would choose Matt Rife for an ad like this? That's what I want to know. Second of all, watch them put up a very lazy ass like ChatGPT apology and call it a day. And sure as shit, look at this post that they made. So they left up the video. They completely left up the video. They've done nothing to really alter, edit, nothing. And this is their post that they made recently. And it says, you know us, we're always listening and we've heard you. This campaign aimed to humorously spotlight beauty and justice. We understand we missed the mark with people we care about in our e.l.f. community. While Alfino and Schmarz closes today, we'll continue to make the case against overpriced beauty. Now, all right, as a lover of e.l.f., right? We can love things, but still call out the certain issues within companies. e.l.f. Cosmetics has a couple issues with this marketing campaign, and I want to call them out for this because I'm really not a fan with how they're doing this. One, you go and you hire somebody that was truly not good for this ad that would strike controversy. Two, your marketing campaign is great if it was more accurate, because here's the thing. While I love e.l.f.'s products, overpriced beauty is bonkers to say that you're not a part of that conversation when you have an $18 skin tint. You know what I'm saying? That's not drugstore prices. When I think of drugstore prices, I think like 10, maybe 15 at most. If you're going higher, it's something bigger. It's like a big ass palette. Like that's what I would think of. But e.l.f., if you guys remember, started off with more affordable makeup products. Like I remember in high school, I would buy something for like $3, $1. So this is what they're known for. And it's kind of crazy when they're going to go do an ad that doesn't, like it's cute, but it doesn't really make sense for them because it's not exactly accurate, I'd say. Because they do keep jacking up the prices. Like I personally have seen price increases the past like 2-3 years or so of all of their products, and every new launch is definitely hitting a price tag that is way more closer to something that you could actually purchase in a Sephora, an Ulta, a more high-end brand. So it's really hard for me to even be able to defend this ad, for example, because it's not even something that's representing the brand accurately, in my opinion. And then overall, the response, in my opinion, is lazy. Instead of going out of your way to talk about why people are offended by this, why people are really uncomfortable with your marketing campaign, you put up an incredibly, in my opinion, really fucking lazy, no caption, just lazy as shit, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Like if you actually make people feel uncomfortable to the point of where they're like, I don't want to buy from your products anymore, I think you should do a hell of a lot more. However, I don't think they actually care because in my opinion, and this is just, again, my speculation statements here, I think e.l.f. Cosmetics is now, unfortunately, another brand that is stepping into the idea of rage bait marketing. I believe that we are seeing a huge wave of marketing campaigns that are being initiated right now, and it started trickling in slowly of companies purposely doing things bigger and louder to create and evoke a reaction. I think the smallest, and whether you call it this or you purposely did it or not, I think the smallest bit of it started with the Tarte Cosmetics brand chips, right? Because they got so big, the audiences kept getting pissed off at it, but simply because the traction was there, aka the eyes were there, people gave a shit about it now. Then we saw things like Poppy, for example, where I, myself, and others called them out, and then the situation blew up with the Poppy vending machines. I'll have that video pop up over here, where they sent out massive machines, they spent all of that money to ship them there. It was incredibly out of touch and weird, and they blew up for bad marketing. Now, one thing I want to say and talk about when it comes to rage bait is the biggest argument that I see with some of these campaigns that are flopping is somebody will go and say, well, it's good marketing. Look, they've won. They have eyes on them. I really think that we are shifting as a whole overall group of consumers because rage bait is not working always for sales. Can it work temporarily? Yes. But can you damage your brand long-term? 100%. There are many examples of companies who leaned into it, we're not going to care about our core demographic, and then they flopped. They lost money. Their stocks went down. Now, don't get me wrong. Rage bait and things like this and crazy, wild marketing that evoked conversation was applauded because it was fearless, right? When we saw the Kardashians going after stuff like this, we would see them just be bold and not give a Now, I think a lot of consumers have more standards for the companies that they purchase from, which I get it, as you should. I'm very picky with the brands I partner with simply because of that. Because you want to be able to feel good with, oh, I like this brand. This resonates with me. I connect with it. I like what they make. I'm going to purchase from it. But a lot of people now are not with it. So if you're going out of your way to purposely piss people off to get attention, your marketing sucks. It just does. And I'm going to give you more examples with the Sydney Sweeney conversation that we're going to get into as well. Rage bait marketing is the easiest marketing that you can do. It is the laziest, easiest marketing. And this is why I have no sympathy or patience for it, because it's easy to piss people off. If you know your core demographic, you know what works and what doesn't. If you look at the group of people and you go, wow, they don't align with this, you know exactly how to push their buttons and piss them off. It is the easiest thing to do is to rage bait somebody and to piss them off and do something that doesn't resonate. What is harder is to actually last with people, to resonate with them, to impact emotionally. That is the beauty of marketing, and why marketing can be very difficult, is to find that sweet spot to make a demographic like you. For example, Duolingo is another great example that I want to give you. Duolingo is a language app, which I used for a while because they had a lot of great benefits to them. Now, Duolingo started doing this thing where they were marketing heavily towards Gen Z. They leaned into memes, they were connecting with the demographic, they were funny, like it was awesome. And it was such a good example of zoning into your audience and connecting with them. And then what happened? All of a sudden they have a controversy of switching a lot of their programming to specifically AI. From what we were able to know, that would be impacting jobs and people who work there, which is very fucked up. AI should not be used to just replace jobs. It could be used to maybe assist, but replacing, that's insane. So naturally, people said, nope, we're done. That's it. Duh, because you lost your resonation with consumers. Consumers don't give a shit about you anymore because you hurt people. And a lot of people give a shit about where their money is going to. And then all of a sudden Duolingo goes, oh, just kidding. Just kidding. What the f do you expect to happen? This is multiple examples of how easy it is to piss people off, but how hard it is to resonate. And if you don't want to put in the effort to resonate, then you're just looking for easy money, in my opinion. Like, if you don't want to genuinely think about what you're doing and you're just like, it's fine, eyes are on me, you suck. I'm sorry, but do you not know how many people are hate watchers? Like, dude, please tell me, raise of hands again, class. How many of y'all have a burner account? Okay, some of y'all do have a burner account. Don't lie. Don't fucking lie to me. Some of y'all have a burner account. And that's okay. It's a safe space here. Some of y'all have a burner account because there's some person that pissed you off years ago, an ex or whatever, and you sometimes look because you hate watch. Not because you actually care about, but you hate watch, okay? Sometimes you have a burner account. Sometimes you want to look at something, or the Facebook groups, you know, from your local small town, and you want to know who's married, divorced, on with their 5th kid. You know what I mean? Like, you want to know. But you know what? Some of us watch because we're nosy. Not because we give a shit. Not because we want to support you. Not because we give a shit in that way, but because we are nosy human beings at the end of the day. I will say I'm a nosy woman and I have no shame in that, okay? So this idea of leaning into rage bait is so stupid because the eyes on you are nosy. They're not going to go out of their way to buy the products that you marketed off, but they do want to know what the controversy is about. They're not going to go and give a shit about your new app now or your new launch because you already ruined their trust. And this is another example of what I want to talk about is the Sydney Sweeney ad. Now this one is repulsive, okay? So this is the American Eagle ad that has popped off recently, is another example, in my opinion, of purposely leaning into rage bait. Sydney Sweeney, if you guys don't know, blondie, she's hot. I'm gonna be honest with you, she absolutely is. She's stunning, she's gorgeous, you know, all the good stuff. If you haven't watched the show Euphoria, she was a part of that one. She's been a part of other movies, she's got a lot coming out, she was part of a rom-com I've yet to see, but I heard was good. Like, she's had a lot of great things happen. However, Sydney Sweeney is becoming another example of rage bait, where we are leaning into marketing that is targeting or purposely pissing off a specific demographic of people. And one of them being the American Eagle jeans ad. So I have a lot of things that I want to say on this, and I'm going to show you because this is another example, in my opinion, of rage bait marketing.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My jeans are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has very jeans.
Now, the idea of this ad is cute, right? Like, I think the idea of being like, oh my gosh, here are my genes, and like making a play on that idea, like word, you know, like genes, genetics, you know what I mean, versus like genes, like the denim, right? Like, okay, I think you could do something fun with that. However, a lot of people weren't happy with this because, one, it was very, very similar to the Brooke Shields ad, which was made years ago when she was a teenager. That was Calvin Klein jeans. Now, I'm gonna play this exact ad for you. Mind you, she was a teenager when this was made.
The secret of life lies hidden in a genetic code. Genes are fundamental in determining the characteristics of an individual and passing on these characteristics to succeeding generations. Occasionally, certain conditions produce a structural change in the gene, which will bring about the process of evolution. This may occur in one or more of the following ways. Firstly, by selective mating, in which a single gene type proves superior in transmitting its genes to future generations. Secondly, by gene drift, in which certain genes may fade away while other genes persist. And finally, by natural selection, which filters out those genes better equipped than others to endure in the environment. This may result in the origin of an entirely new species, which brings us to Calvin's and the survival of the fittest.
Calvin Klein jeans.
But now I've put away childish things, and I'm ready for Calvin's.
Now, this ad is repulsive, and there's similarities between the two. I'm showing up clips of Sydney Sweeney's in comparison to Brooke Shields. Brooke Shields is being brought up especially because the ads are very similar. Additionally, the fact that Brooke Shields has been coming out specifically talking about how she was exploited and mistreated in the industry because she was a child when a lot of this content was made. By the way, If anyone's confused on why the Brooke Shields ad is wrong, no minor should be rolling around putting on ads talking about like jeans. Really? You couldn't find an adult to do that? It's very clear what that's about. So I do have a problem when I find an ad for American Eagle, in my opinion, that's pulling inspiration from a teenager's ad who, as the grown version of her, is not a fan of that, very uncomfortable. I get pretty grossed out by that. Another example.
I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans. And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. Or that they make your butt look amazing. Why would I need to do that? But if you said that you want to buy the jeans, I'm not going to stop you. But just so we're clear, this is not me telling you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Sydney Sweeney has very keen.
My body's composition is determined by my genes. Hey, eyes up here.
Sydney Sweeney has very keen.
I think this is so weird because a main demographic of American Eagle women jeans are going to be women. Yes, okay. So when an ad for women's jeans is being marketed off with the vibe of towards the male gaze, that's going to piss some people off and make people very, very uncomfortable, like marketing towards guys. And that's kind of what Sydney has been known to be doing, like the eyes up here, the trying to put on jeans, the voice, the vocal fry, like you can see. So this pissed off a lot of people due to the fact that it was promoting her best jeans and the way that it was marketed off, and then also the Brooke Shields inspiration. This is another example, in my opinion, of rage bait marketing. Now, I have not seen American Eagle say anything, do anything, or give a shit. And I think it is because they don't care at all. Because if they did, if they really gave a shit about the marketing, about people who are purchasing from them and their core audience, then they would listen. Again, like, I mean, Elf is doing something weird and of course, I'm not happy with it, but at least they said something. American Eagle has not said a damn thing. Hi, Editing Belly here. So I forgot to make a point and add this into the video, but I think it's still really, really relevant to the conversation, is the very clear distinction from I'm relating to my audience and consumers to all of a sudden money is more important. And it's kind of showing a lot of ingenuine marketing in just businesses in general. So I think one thing that I've noticed is, yeah, like I said, the past several years, the memification of marketing has really skyrocketed. Like creativity and catering to Gen Z and being more fun is great. Like we used to see a little bit more like structured marketing, and now we see like businesses popping up in comment sections. Like we'll see Wendy saying something feral in someone's comments, like, and it's so fun, right? It's great. Consumers go back and forth with the brands. There's a connection and trust involved. And then it gives the vibe of like, oh, we're just like, you're just like me. I'm just like you. We're a family. It's all good. And then all of a sudden, when a brand bites off more than they could chew, when they want more money, when they get way too damn greedy, all of a sudden it's like, wow, I mean, I love my audience and I relate to y'all, but like there's always a but all of a sudden. Again, Sydney Sweeney and American Eagle. Oh, we want to market off jeans that are for women, but we're going to quite literally piss women off, make them uncomfortable, and and get inspiration allegedly from a very problematic ad from Brooke Shields. Okay, our Duolingo. Oh my God, we're going to literally memify our marketing so hardcore and be known as funny to the point of where we get like inappropriate, you know what I mean? Like being so fun, which I love. And then all of a sudden, completely making their consumers feeling betrayed. It is so disappointing how the second we see something big get involved, it's like it is very blatantly showing that it was very ingenuine, and that's so disappointing. So of course, a lot of people are incredibly upset about it. And I mean, if their goal is rage bait, it's working because people are still talking about how weird and inappropriate this is, just how out of touch and uncomfortable it is to even see. And what kills me is there are so many beautiful, amazing ways that you could have a marketing campaign without rage bait. But it looks like a lot of companies would much rather do that and stir up controversy because they think controversy is going to perform so much better. I don't know what the hell's going on, but like truly, some of these companies need to get a grip, because if you think there's a lack of marketing professionals who are incredibly skilled, talented, and have so many great ideas, like you're out of your damn mind. Like, dude, I can think of 5 different fun ideas for them. Elf Cosmetics could have a very simple fix to the Elf Cosmetics ad would have been to hire a different comedian, hire a different guy, hire somebody else that would have resonated, make this funny and cute and connected. That would have been great. And then additionally, Instead of talking about overpriced beauty, they simply could have maybe shifted the idea a little bit more to finding the best beauty. Where can you find the best of both worlds? Like, they could have leaned into a whole different message that would have resonated so much more with people. They could have added more funny, they could have actually added a funny joke with a funny comedian, and it would have hit, people would have laughed at it and would have remembered it. Sydney Sweeney ad, quite frankly, I'm sorry, I don't even think they should have included Sydney with some of her marketing with the damn like soap. I'm not one to yuck your yum, but it's very obvious that her marketing and the way that she's leaning is for a male gaze and male attention mainly, not for a woman's jeans ad. You could have easily gone out of your way to have a really cute lineup of a bunch of different people with different pairs of jeans on, and they talk about maybe their stories in life, their experiences, and talking about why they like a certain type of jean, whether it's boot cut, skinny, whatever that fits to make them feel good. And then they could talk about how all jeans are good jeans and talk about the wide array and variety of American Eagle jeans that are provided for anyone and everyone so they can find what style that works for them, the sizing, everything. It could have been a very inclusive, beautiful ad, but yet they missed the mark all for the sake of pissing off the internet. Now, there's been a couple other theories when it comes to this entire ad and concept for these ads are simply to target towards investors, not necessarily the purchasers of women or people who would purchase from these brands specifically. Some people are claiming that they're not exactly marketing off to me, for example, who would buy the Woe Glow, but marketing off to maybe like the stock meme guys who will purchase the stock because that's funny to them, or oh, now they're catering to the guys, so they'll purchase and actually involve with investing into the company like e.l.f. Cosmetics. Or even for Sydney Sweeney and the American Eagle ad, maybe it is leaning towards investors and not necessarily people who will purchase the jeans. Regardless though, there is no company without consumers and purchasers, and it is incredibly disrespectful when we completely ignore that. And this is a concept that I think is very like, it's across the board when it comes to businesses and when it comes to influencers alike. You can be a talented, cool company, influencer, etc. But when you forget the core demographic, which is your viewers, your audience, your consumers, that you don't really have anything to uphold anymore. Like, you can do everything and as much as you can, but if you forget the people that support you, love you, buy from you, care about you, spend their hard-earned money on you, they're not going to give a shit anymore about you, and they're not going to want to support you because you don't want to support them. And when their money that they spent and invested into your brand, which then turned into a marketing budget, which then a marketing campaign, which then goes and returns, gets shown to an audience, which then flops, you can't be surprised when it doesn't perform anymore. So I think that we are going to see a new jump when it comes to rage bait marketing. I think a lot of people are taking that from the influencer world where people would purposely make stupid, ridiculous content like for funsies. Being done for fun apparently is a new thing. I am shocked. I'm not going to be participating in that unless it's for comedic purposes only. But like pissing people off on purpose is kind of like bonkers. But I think people are leaning into that more. I think we're seeing businesses purposely doing that because that's where they think the money's going to come in. And I think it will for some people, but I don't think it's going to last very long because we have absolutely seen companies flop and lose gain simply because of that. And a lot of people are talking about boycotting American Eagle. A lot of people are talking about boycotting e.l.f. Cosmetics. Like, after the entire controversy, I was in the mall in actually Overland Park and I went into an American Eagle because I wanted to see who was in there. And majority of people were in there were actually younger girls that I'm sure honestly really didn't know much about this and probably don't know how, problematic this is, but I didn't really see anyone else in there. A lot of people are fed up with companies that do this because you are going to act like consumers and their money are a joke to you when that is the foundation of how you are able to still exist and do this goofy shit on the internet. So moral of the story, sacrificing your morals and your core consumers for a check or to appease a demographic like that is not very good is ridiculous. Now, I want to make this really clear too. I am in no way saying that these companies can't do better, create better, and have every time I talk about something, I don't want you guys to think that like this is an end all be all. Like, these companies, these brands, these people, I want better for them. Like, I love a redemption arc. I love when people learn and grow and become better. Unfortunately, I think that there's so much information out there that these little things in marketing should be better and you should be, it sounds like a no-brainer to me, but regardless, I think that this rage bait stuff is, in my opinion, is just too purposeful at all to be doing this. Like, from creators to brands now stepping into this field, I think we're going to be seeing a huge wave of rage bait in marketing, and it's just, it's getting out of hand. So that was it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to check out Burger and the link in the description below and pin comment. And I will see you guys in the next video. I need some chamomile tea after that. That was too much. Okay, bye.